Brand new from King Princess, that is called Too Bad. So on the way, coming up, you can just settle down, you can pour yourself something very lovely and relax and enjoy the live music that is heading your way. We are at Maida Vale and the session coming up is from Jessie Buckley, who you might know from a variety of different things. You might have seen her in The Lost Daughter. We heard from her just the other day when we were talking to James King about Men, which is one of her latest productions. She was in Cabaret in the West End. She was in I'd Do Anything. So Jessie has now made an album with Bernard Butler, and you think, how? Why? What's going on? We're going to find all those details out. Bernard, you will know him from, well, I played McHamilton Butler yesterday on the show, Yes, which is such an enormously popular song. He was also in Suede, and we're going to catch up and find out what's been going on, what he's been up to, and how this album came about. And just to whet your appetite, here are the combined forces of Jessie Buckley and Bernard Butler. And Butler, they're coming up. They're going to be doing a session for me, and yeah, that's on the way after this.
It's the nation's favourite pop quiz, pitting two listeners against each other. Every weekday at 10:30, we all stop for Popmaster.
Good morning, Ken.
Not very sure, but I'll go for 1976.
Oh, you're 1 year ahead, my friend. If you can't listen live on Radio 2, subscribe to the Popmaster podcast on BBC Sounds. Play along with the nation's favourite pop quiz anytime you like. Plus, there's extra bits you don't hear on air.
The Popmaster podcast from Radio 2.
Listen by searching for Popmaster on BBC Sounds.
Oh no, that music makes me feel like I'm about to do Popmaster. Oh, get me through some weird feelings. Okay, as we always do begin our sessions, we ask the artists who are playing to choose some songs that remind them of childhood and also songs that make them dance. So this is Bernard Butler's song that makes him dance, KC and the Sunshine Band. We'll have a chat with him after this. Give it up. Hey, we've got live percussion and lots of dancing going on in the studio. That was Give It Up by KC and the Sunshine Band, and that was the choice of Bernard Butler, who is here with us with Jessie Buckley as well. Good choice, Bernard. And I know you agonised.
I agonised, yeah, over many sad dad dancing Friday night choices.
God, I need to know the other contenders now. What else was in there?
There was a close call between that and the 3 Degrees, When Will I See You Again? But it's not quite a dancer. It hasn't quite got the groove to it. And, and as you saw when you walked in, it got us dancing.
Yeah, everyone was dancing.
Can you verify that we were dancing?
You totally were dancing, yeah. And I walked in and you kind of all calmed down a little bit. But you were going for it when I first walked in here. But one of my first ever 7-inch vinyls, and I had it on blue vinyl, was the 3 Degrees and I'm a Woman in Love. Yeah, I love it. I hadn't thought about that song for such a long time. Yeah. Do you have a big vinyl collection?
I don't know what's big, but yeah, I've got lots and lots of records.
So you've never done the clear out and got rid of stuff?
No, I got rid of lots of CDs recently, but I love CDs. But I got rid of lots of CDs and realised I had 4 copies of lots of things. So I was just getting rid of all the extras. And I've got lots of. I've never got rid of records. No,
it's hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I like them. Exactly. Yeah, even the bad ones. It's just no. This is part of me.
Yeah. And Jessie, what about you? Have you got much vinyl? I'm different generations here. So,
when I was 18, actually, my dad bought me an old turntable, like an antique turntable, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But it's a growing thing. Yeah, I'll steal some of Bernard's.
Yeah. So what do you listen to music on? How do you take music?
Just like Spotify or like recommendations, and just kind of through that.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you both here. Let's hear music from you, and then we can chat more after this, if that's okay. So the album is out on Friday, and it's called For All Our Days That Tear the Heart, and it's Jessie Buckley and it's Bernard Butler. And the first song you're going to do is Footnotes on the Map. Is there anything we should know about this song for the listeners to be informed before we hear it, or should we just hear the music?
It's about as close to our dance song as you can get. So I think we're in the mood now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Downhill from there.
She's staring out to sea. Silence itself echoes out of the cove. Oh, you sounds of old. Here is the secret. Nothing's lost, just found. Like a kind of a bird, never gets any rest, spends its whole life on its wings, beats the wind instead, and the wind said fly, and the sea said live. And the sun says it can, it will fly away. But the rain, we must listen to that. The rain knows all of these songs that our hearts have mapped. And your tongue is interrupted by a heartbeat, a boulder in the flow, there's no fear without courage, sense of what's left behind or to come, just adrift in a moment, float in the storm. Like a boulder in the flow, your tongue is a river. You must listen to that. Interrupted by a heartbeat, a footnote on the map.
I don't want to interrupt at all. I'm just waiting till it's all ended. That was Footnotes on the Map, and that was Jessie Buckley and Bernard Butler. That was so beautiful. We're going to talk after we play your song to dance to, Jessie. So tell us about this song that you've chosen for us. This is Combo Chimbita.
This was actually a song that Maggie Gyllenhaal gave me when I was shooting Lost Daughter.
Which I loved. You were so incredible in that. I loved that film so much.
Thanks. And it was for a particular scene. And I just completely fell in love with it. And I think I probably listened to... I've listened to this song on so many different occasions, like get me in a mood. Like usually before I would come up from the top of the stage when I was doing cabaret, I'd have my AirPods on beneath the stage and be doing my own little dance. And all the stage crew be like, this isn't cabaret. What is she listening to? So yeah, I just love it. I think it's so amazing and kind of vibrant, and I love the female voices in it, and yeah, I love it.
Life affirming. All right, let's hear it, and we'll talk more after this. Testigo, this is Comba Chombita. Chimbita. I got there, kind of.
Yeah.
Frente a frente, cuando el sol salió.
I see. I've got the image now of you coming up, about to go on stage, doing cabaret to that song. That was wonderful. Jessie Buckley, that was her choice. It was... Can you say it for me again? Hang on, I've lost the track. Combo Chimbita, and that was Testigo. Yes, thank you. That was good. How was cabaret at the end? How did you feel in retrospect about doing cabaret? How was it for you?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. It broke me by the end. Like, it was just such a huge show, but I loved every minute of it. And just being back in theatre and being in live space again like that, and it was so intense because the audience were just kind of like hugging around us, and everything that they felt we were feeling, and that could change from day to day, week to week. Whatever was going on outside was coming in inside. But it's all those musical theatre artists they're athletes. Like I can't believe what they do, and what they do every night 8 times a week is extraordinary. But it was amazing, once in a lifetime kind of thing.
What was the last show like?
It's kind of hard to be be conscious of when you get to that point, because it's almost too much emotion. Like you've kind of been in this thing for 6 months that by the last show it's so hard to process. And it was also kind of like in a free fall of the week after I was going to the Oscars, and the week before and I couldn't kind of place all of it. And it wasn't until about 3 weeks later when I actually went to France the next day to see my brother, who I hadn't seen for 2 years, and he turned 30. We sat at the bottom of a mountain in France and passed whiskey around and had a huge Irish pagan sing-song at the foot of the mountain. I was like, oh, right, that just
catharsis.
Yeah, it just exploded out. But yeah.
Yeah, it must be weird to know what to do with yourself after something like that. I mean, you'll feel the same, Bernard, after doing huge shows. The days afterwards, you must feel a little bit of you is just a bit lost. And
I can tell you nothing like that.
No.
I can tell you, I went to see that and I just thought, oh my God, I couldn't do that once. And she was doing it for months and months. And it was just, I just kept thinking, I don't know how you got through it one night, let alone 50.
Do you have physio? I always wonder about this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you have physio afterwards?
Sure, I would have physio twice a week, acupuncture twice a week. By the end, I was gone. I was on IV drips.
Were you painkillers? Because it must be quite painful.
You just exhausted. It's like running a marathon kind of every night, with 1 day of rest. But
and takes its toll on your voice as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
But an amazing thing to have done. So let's find out how you two got together. I'd love to know how this all came about, Bernard.
Well, we were put together by a guy called Paul Smanicki, who's a friend of ours who's looking after us, and Paul had a good idea, I think, and I don't know what he said to you. I don't know what he said to you, but...
Where did the idea come from, though? Why did he have the idea? How did he know you both? He manages you.
He tracked me down, but he was working with Jessie, obviously, and...
I was curious about writing, because I hadn't really ever creatively been in a situation where I would start with nothing, and actually build something from the root up. And I didn't have any ambition with it at all, but just to make something. And it's so rare that you get that opportunity to just do something to do something. And I think he sent me a few kind of ideas, and then I saw Bernard's hair on his album, and I had also listened to, he just worked on this Sam Lee record, which I absolutely love, called Oh Wow. Oh Whoa or Oh Wow?
Oh Wow.
Oh Wow.
I listened to that this morning. It's gorgeous.
It's so beautiful, and I thought, God, and it also seemed so other, it just seemed he'd taken Sam's and they'd just gone like that. And
how would you describe Sam's album?
Oh,
or maybe Bernard, you should describe it.
It's like, and there's something ancient about it. It's like you kind of. I feel like you found a kind of tunnel that you didn't know was on a path that you'd walked every day in some way.
And that's what appealed to you with this record, yeah. And what was it like when you first got together? Because it's terrifying, I'd imagine, really awkward.
The first time we met was, we did a FaceTime call, and Jessie was up a mountain. I just tuned in nervously, and it comes up on my screen, this woman in the rain and the wind wandering around. I could hardly hear, and I was like, oh, for God's sake, this is supposed to be easier than this. Hello, I'm here up a mountain. Can you hear me? And no. Well, anyway, and she's like, yeah, I'm in Ireland. I said, oh yeah, I guessed that. And said, what part of Ireland? And says Kerry, and I said, I know Kerry, and it went down from that because I went to Kerry when we were kids. I know Kerry really well, and so we knew places around there. I knew kind of places where Jessie was from in the west of Ireland, and we talked about that for ages actually. And I think Jessie mentioned the Sam Lee record at some point, and that was like a real penny drop to me. You always have to wonder where we are, what world am I in? And I thought, oh, okay, you like that, do you? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that was immediately just like the level just went up a bit. It's like, oh, she wants to do something good. Right, okay.
I'll take her seriously then.
Yeah,
literally.
No, not at all seriously. Everyone seriously, but just there's a notch up when somebody mentions something. I really love that Sam Lee record. It's one of my favourite records, and I can count the people who've heard it on two hands barely, you know, and they're all people who are really, or I really respect and really influential, you know. And so when Jessie dropped that in, I was like, right, okay, you're with that gang. And so, yeah, and then we met, and Jessie came over and sat in my kitchen, and we wrote a song. And it was crap, and and here we are. Okay. And you're just about to hear it, actually.
Okay, well, I can't wait.
It goes like this. Then she came back. You came back the next week. I thought, oh, she's not coming back after that.
Well, no, I thought he would say thanks very much for coming, and that's it now. Every week for about 12, for as many songs that there were that there are on the album. But
no, we did it. We did it all in my kitchen, just with no microphones or anything. Just with guitar or piano and just talking. And
was this during COVID?
In one of the breaks.
It's that summer, the summer that was really nice. It was 2020, and we wrote all the way through that summer, and we ended up with 13, 14 songs, and then Jessie went off, and that was it. And we were just kind of, right, what happened then? And about December, it's like, what should we do with this thing? We wrote all these songs, and what are we going to do? And so we just started trying to get it together after that. But it was the beautiful thing about it is that Jessie's genuine about. She had no plan. There was no kind of grand scheme to end up on the Jo Whiley show here or anything. It was just to create something, out of nothing. And we used the most raw materials, which is no microphones, no instruments, almost just words and ideas, and just very simple musical arrangements, and just thinking it through. And then once we did that, because I think we established that with writing the songs, then we started to let it blossom, and then it became these musical arrangements, and we've got these amazing people here in the room to play and to play with us. So because if you do something, if you take it that that seriously at the start, the nucleus of something is so pure, then the rest just gets better, I think.
How free to do something like this. It's like a pure art form, isn't it?
Yeah, it really was. It was
so
great.
Is there anything good on the album that you can do for us now?
You think, oh my God. Yeah.
How about you try Shallow the Water and see how it is?
We'll give it a go.
Oh, right, okay. We'll do the best you can.
Yeah.
Shallow this water, all I need is to reach the wind of these words, leave me blind with sleep. Times when I cry, feel like a dream. Don't know how to describe what it is or what it means. Kisses from clouds that have burst from within. Break in the wave so I can swim. Shallow this water, all I need is to reach the wind of these words, leave me blind someplace I haven't gone. Wind of these words will carry me on. But you didn't know the full of forever. Time and again you left us untethered, blown by the cracks who we were meant to be. Oh, to the river winds along the street. Shallow this water, all I need is to read the wind of these words. Leave me blind with sleep. I don't know where I'm going. Someplace I haven't gone. The weight of these words will carry me on. Painted shape on a painted ocean too. Lighthouse glistens on the dark of the blue.
Absolutely gorgeous. That was Shallow the Water. Not so bad after all. The album is called For All Our Days That Tear the Heart, and it's out not this Friday, the Friday after, so it's June the 17th when you can get hold of that. Can people see you playing live? What are the plans when it comes to live? I know you've done one tiny show, and there's another one.
Next Friday we're playing the Lafayette in London.
Okay. Tickets still available, or?
No.
Oh, no. So
Who's asking? My phone died.
Yeah.
Do
not
say.
answer your phone again.
London shows are just, it's a nightmare. All it becomes about is this massive, just long build-up to guest lists and where are we going? And I'm like, well, I'm working actually. Where are you going? You going out? Yeah.
Do you think you will be tempted to do more shows after that? Will you be able to fit it into your schedules? Because I know you are crazy busy.
Yeah, we're doing a few festivals. We're doing Connect in Scotland, and
all together
now
in Waterford.
And Green Man.
Don't think so.
Don't know.
Oh,
maybe
God.
not.
I don't know.
But if they ask you, maybe you'll be available.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe they'd like
Green Man, if you're listening.
Main stage headliner, I think it is. Someone said that anyway.
How exciting to be doing festivals though. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
The cover that you're going to do for us, tell us how you happened upon this choice of song.
It was your idea.
It is my idea.
Jessie's idea.
I was home in Ireland, not up a mountain, but I just kind of, I don't know, I've always loved Bob Dylan, but I've also always kind of loved Jeff Buckley, and my dad's name is Tim Buckley, and he's not that Tim Buckley.
How funny is that?
But he acts like he is. He's got his own little man cave where he kind of... and I watched a documentary about him, about Jeff Buckley, and I mean, what just an extraordinary, like, you know, man, and kind of what a sad, short life he had, but what a profound life that he had. And I love this song, you know. I think it's just got so much in it that I don't fully understand yet, actually. But, you know, that's the best thing about a good song, is you can kind of meet it in many ways along a hopefully long life, and you don't know what it'll kind of show you.
I can't wait to hear it. So this is Bob Dylan's Just Like a Woman, or that song.
Nobody feels any pain tonight. Is a stand inside the rain. Everybody knows my baby's gotten you close. Lately I see her ribbons and her bows have fallen down from her curls. She takes just like a woman, and she makes love just like a woman, and she aches just like a woman, and she breaks just like a little girl. With her fog, her amphetamines, and her pearls. Oh, she takes just like a woman. Yes, she does, and she makes love just like a woman. And she breaks just like a little girl. And it was raining from the first, and I was dying there of thirst till you came in here. Hurts, but what's worse is all this pain in here. I can't stay in here. Ain't it clear? Just can't fit. I believe it's time for us to quit. When we meet again, introduced as friends, please don't let on that you knew me well. I was hungry and it was your world. Oh, you fake, just like a woman. Yes, you do. And you make love just like a woman. And you age just like a woman. But you break like a little girl.
Wow, aren't we the lucky ones? Thank you so much. Extraordinary. Honestly, just to be in this room watching this happen now and having you on the radio show tonight. Thank you both, Bernard Butler and Jessie Buckley. That was amazing. That was Just Like a Woman. We have a quiz, which we thought you'd love to play. I know. Look at Bernard's face. Oh, it's a quiz. I'd love
like a
to.
quiz.
So, film or song? Going to give you some titles and you just say film or song. So it's competitive against each other. Right? Up for this?
All right, mate.
Okay, first one. Crime Without Passion. Film or song? Jessie.
Song.
Bernard?
Film.
It is a film. It's a film noir. Okay, one to Bernard.
Film
Down.
noir.
Black Diamond Bay. Film or song? Bernard. Black Diamond Bay.
Song.
Jessie?
Song.
It is. It's a Bob Dylan song. Well done, from Desire, the album. When the world was at war, we kept dancing. When the world was at war, we kept dancing. Jessie, do you want to go first?
Film.
Bernard?
Oh, film. I'm going with you.
It's a song by Lana Del Rey from her album Lust for Life 2017. When the world was at war, we kept dancing. So that's a song. Two more to go. Her Smell. Film or song?
Film.
Jessie's nodding.
Film.
Oh, yeah. Bernard?
Yeah, film. Yeah.
Film,
yeah.
okay. Do you know about the film? Do you know the film?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. It follows a fictional rock star, Becky Something, whose band experiences brief fame but is broken up by her self-destructive behaviour, starring Elizabeth Moss, Cara Delevingne and Dan Stevens. So yes, that's recent. 2018. The final one, Lucifer's Rocking Chair. Lucifer's Rocking Chair. Bernard.
That's got to be a song.
You reckon? Jessie?
I'm going to say a film just to be controversial.
It's actually a song by the Cancer Bats, 2008, that came out, Lucifer's Rocking Chair. That was
won.
good. What did
I
you
owe
get?
you a pint.
At the end of that, Jessie, you got 2, Bernard got 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt different to me. I felt like Jessie was winning there. But, you know, the fact is, Bernard won. Thank you for doing that.
Pop master himself.
Do you play Pop Master?
If Ken, if I'm listening, I'll always tune in
It's
to Ken. Yeah,
hard to
absolutely,
resist. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Bernard, when you left Suede, you were 24. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is such a young age. Now I've got kids who are, 20-somethings. I realise just how young you are at that age, which that must have been incredibly difficult and very stressful, because you've got the whole of your life ahead of you, knowing what to do. And you've gone and succeeded extraordinarily well. You've got a Grammy, you've been nominated, you've got a Brit as Best Producer. But at that time in your life, what was it like looking ahead?
At that time, it was horrible. The good news is, kids, that life gets better. Yeah, I mean, I've got a son who's 24, and Charlie, and I just say, you know what? Just like you're constantly thinking life is going to end unless everything happens this week. Perfect everything happens and your life's over. And actually, just it gets better. My life's got easier, definitely, and nicer now. I like this. See, I'm here. I mean, the mad thing is, I'm 104 now, and I'm here.
And looking every year as well.
And I'm exactly, and I'm here doing this, and this is great.
Yeah,
and
but
this
the
is what a
scrutiny
nice
and the
life.
pressure at that time, I think, was, and we live in a different world now where we're much more aware of mental health, and I'm sure at that time no one particularly helped you with your mental health. It must have been very hard.
Yeah, no one did. Yeah, that was not not mentioned at all.
No,
yeah.
well, that's what I'm aware of.
I do think about that. In the last couple of years, I've thought about that, because it's now something that you could talk about. And if that was happening to me now, I think everything would happen in a different way, for sure. But at the time, no, that was, I mean, I'm really grateful there was none of the social media nonsense at that time, because that would have been awful. But, you know, I don't know. I think that I'm not going to moan. I've had a really good time. You know, I do great things, and it's never got as good as right now. You know, it's brilliant what I'm doing, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. So
it says a lot of your strength
right.
of character. Then,
no,
that
really,
you've got for
just sort of don't whinge too much about it, because think great things happen. You know, and I'm lucky. If I was driving a bus, you know, I'd be driving buses otherwise, so or something.
Good message.
So I'm just really grateful that I've had a good time.
Good. We're running out of time because it's been such a lovely session and the songs are long and you've talked so brilliantly. Thank you very much indeed. Jessie, can I just say you stood out a mile in I'd Do Anything. You were always my favourite. I mean, genuinely, I watched it with my daughter. We've only got time now for one song, and so you're going to have to fight it out between the two of you now. Do we go for your childhood song, Jessie or Bernard? And I promise I'll play whichever one we don't play tonight. I'll play it on tomorrow night's show.
We're going to argue about this now.
No. You're going to decide.
Decide? Well, how are we going to decide this?
Bernard.
I really like your one. Anyway, yeah. I mean,
it's the early stages of a relationship.
Yeah. No, I'll go with the Gloaming.
We'll go with the Gloaming, and then I'll play Aztec Camera tomorrow. It's my promise.
Play Aztec Camera because that's how I learned to play guitar, and but I've heard that a trillion times, and the Gloaming I really love. And actually, this is something I'd never heard until I met Jessie, and she played this to me. And so Samrad it is by the Gloaming.
Jessie, could you pronounce it properly and introduce it for us, please?
It's Sour by the Gloaming.
Saura bang in the morning, Hogamur fain and Sauraling, Saura bween and nonin legal, Hogamur fain and Sauraling, Hogamur linge och hilkreve, Hogamur fain and Sauraling, Saura bui all in the grene, Hogamur fain and Sauraling. Babog na belt in the maid in the taurig, so as gach knock as she's gach clown. Kalini mashucha bon gelig legal, Hogamur fain and Sauraling.
Well, that I think was the perfect way to end the show. So, Jessie, thank you for choosing that. The Gloaming, and that was Sour. Thank you. Good luck with the festivals that you're going to be doing. Green Man, I'm sure, will be calling tomorrow, and you'll be headlining on the main stage. And with the album, which comes out not this Friday, but the Friday after, For All Our Days That Tear the Heart. And that was Jessie Buckley and Bernard Butler. The songs that you heard, Footnotes on the Map, Shallow the Water, and then that Bob Dylan cover, Just Like a Woman. It's been so nice to see you. Thank you. Honestly, genuinely, really, really special session.
Thanks so
for
much.
having us.
Thanks for having us.
Take care. Also, thanks to the band. Who's in the band? Can we just do some mentions, please?
Misha Mullivabado
On bass.
Chris Bottolario on drums.
And
Bridget O'Donnell on fiddle.
Yeah, we got there.
Not O'Connell, O'Donnell.
It's been a difficult to pronounce kind of show. Thank you so much. Aztec Camera in the show tomorrow night, I promise.
Okay.
Stand by for Mark Radcliffe. He's on the way with the folk show. This is BBC Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker, and on 88 to 91 FM.